Three, two, one. Hello! Welcome to hashtag Know Yourself, Know Yourself. I think this is episode 13 or something like that. Who knows? So, this episode, as you can tell by the title, is called The Internet Made Me Do It, where I'm going to talk to you about the internet and whatnot. If you don't know what hashtag Know Yourself is, it's like a podcast where I talk about myself and sometimes I might bring in a guest, hint hint, to the guest in the room that I have with me, hint hint. Not yet. Don't speak yet. So I've prepared the room very nicely. I've prepared our living room because we live together as well. I've prepared the living room very nicely. I was going to make him a cup of tea, but then I didn't in the end. And I heated up the room real nice, and then I turned the heater off because I didn't want it to make noise while we were recording. So my guest, M.T Swann.
I can talk now.
You're allowed to speak.
Hello everyone. Hope you're well. Yay! Well, I'm excited to be here. Thanks for having me.
Thanks. I mean, it's our living room, so I mean.
Yeah, no, you don't always let me in every room, so.
True. So Matthew, tell me about yourself.
Well, I'm 24 years old, which makes me an old man in comparison to you. And I am a performer, an actor, and a writer. That's what I've been doing for most of my life. I live here with you, in old Londinium, and get along with life in that such and way and whatnot. I discovered last night that I have terrible fashion, courtesy of you. So
yes, I told him to burn his clothes, which we'll be doing in a special edition. No, I'm joking. By the way. We might record that edition. No, we won't. So
we should.
We should maybe. So tell me about our friendship.
Well, I've known you for what? How long has it been now? 4 years.
Most probably, yeah.
About 4 years.
Sounds like maths, yeah.
I think we've been like really close friends for 3 and known of each other for 4.
Mm-hmm.
I suppose we got quite close in the second year of university when we went through hellish times and lovely times and used to cry each other to sleep or just sleep on each other in rehearsals.
Mm-hmm.
And then after uni we decided to move in together because it seemed like the sensible thing to do. You know, the progression of the relationship there up to towards a kind of close friend. Oh, you look sad.
It's the first relationship I've ever been in.
Yeah.
We've been in together and everything.
It's not what you expected, is it?
No, a lot more penis. I thought there would be. Anyway, so yes. So I forgot to say the sponsors of this episode are Ox Jeeve and who else? Yahoo! I'm joking because they're actual brands, so they didn't actually sponsor the episode. I was doing it as a joke, but to lead into the talk of internet.
I thought you actually got money for this. So I was about to ask for my paycheck already, but still, okay.
Yeah, right. So Matt, I asked you to think about the internet.
I did.
Do you have any opening thoughts about the internet, or where would you like this conversation to go, or anything?
It's a huge subject, isn't it?
Mm.
The internet it's as vast as the human mind because it is basically made up of every human thought that's ever.
Every single one.
Which makes it something of a mammoth thing to talk about. So, where what kind of entry point? Do you want me to talk about it in a philosophical kind of and well up myself kind of manner? Or
I mean, there's going to be points of this podcast where I need to go check my lunch, so I can leave you with the audience to do that.
Yeah, but they're probably not going to enjoy that. Just on my own.
Well,
We'll
they're
see.
going to have to. I'm joking, you don't have to. You could switch off those parts and then turn back on when I'm in the
Just
room.
skip, yeah.
I'm joking. Listen to everything Matt says. He's a wise man, child, man.
I am a man-child.
Old man. So I wrote down a question as well. 3 questions. So what was your first connection to the internet, Matthew Swann?
That is a very good question. I don't know how old I was, but I remember being in my mum's bedroom. She had a computer. We lived in a big house with me, my mum, my brother, my aunt and 2 cousins. And she got a computer, and I just remember it being the first computer we had, like properly. And we had AOL dial-up, and I think my favourite thing was listening to the modem dial-up. You know, that whole thing that you'd
Very
get
precise.
for about 3 minutes. And I just used to enjoy that because when you got on the internet at that time, which was like in the 90s at some point, and I was probably about 3 or 4, there wasn't much to do on the internet. Like, most of my time on the computer was spent playing Minesweeper badly because my brother used to do it, or watch my brother play games, and then I'd listen to the dial-up, and then I don't remember going on the internet.
Yeah, no, I don't either.
Because there wasn't really anything to do. So that's probably my first ever connection with it. Just enjoying the sound. I think I was sad when we stopped using.
You were sad when you started getting faster internet.
Yeah, well,
essentially.
Effectively, yeah. Because you remember I'm a dinosaur. But no. Yeah, that's pretty much my first memory of encountering the internet. Well, yeah.
Like you saw on the street, down an alleyway.
Well, it was a strange thing back then, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Like, it was just a connection to the world. Now, my next kind of distinctive memory would be when we moved house. It was just me and my mum, and my mum like had the computer in her bedroom again, but so she could monitor the usage.
Mm-hmm.
But I remember looking up like pen pals and doing that sort of thing, and writing to different people, which was interesting. And I think at the same point then, because my mum used to work, and whenever I was out of school, I'd go to like a daycare childminding centre, but it was just in someone's house, and they had this thing on the internet that was just like a weird game, a bit like you'd get a pet, look after it, encourage it to grow, buy different clothes and things.
Like
for
Tamagotchi.
it. Yeah, kind of, but a little more colourful.
Yeah,
effectively.
In the case of the.
I think I only ever started using the internet for like research and stuff when I got into GCSEs. Otherwise, it was all between then. It was like games and chatting to people because MSN. Oh, MSN.
We'll get there.
But that was a big feature. But no, those are my earliest memories of the internet.
I can't. I know of the dial-up noise that everyone speaks of, and I'm pretty sure we did have it, but I don't remember it. I think the exact same thing. I don't remember going on the internet. I just remember hearing it, and I remember a little bit after that. Then the whole who's on the telephone?
Yeah, well that
going on the internet kind of debacle.
That'd be the worst thing if someone's on the internet and you go and make a phone call and you just don't know they're on it, and then
it just cuts out.
Well, you turn on the phone and you're received with the same dial-up noises.
Yeah.
It destroys your ear. You can't make a call, and someone's kicked off the internet, and everything stops.
Everything's
working.
off. And the house blows up and everything goes
Yeah,
down.
It was literally Armageddon, and everyone would start screaming at each other, and there'd be fire and brimstone and the little pitchforks and all that kind of stuff.
Just little pitchforks coming out.
Just little pitchforks. It was like needles in the ground. But no, that was awful. Like trying to make a phone call, trying to coordinate internet usage and using the phone, and that was before mobiles were really
a thing
like everywhere like they are now.
And then I think my other main memory of the internet was, I don't know if you had it, but LimeWire.
That rings a bell.
Where you download music and films and anything illegally.
I remember people talking about it, but I never did it.
Yeah, we had it on the computer. And I mean, it wasn't even just me and my sister who used it. Like, literally, my mum and dad both used it. All of us used it to get music. And then that's when I started like, I'll get a video. I've seen this TV program, and then download it, and then something would come up that was not that. And I was too young to understand what that was.
I think that's a huge. What you're touching on there is a huge topic that I have my experience with. Yeah, it was filthy. I didn't really understand what was happening, but that's another kind of section on the internet altogether on its own.
I think that was one of my first encounters with pornography. If you didn't guess what we were talking about,
big old porn tits.
I think my second of that was. There was this really, really weird program on, I can't remember if it was Nickelodeon or Disney Channel or something, but it was like literally a 5-minute short thing of like these like cartoon characters dancing around. They're called V-Birds. And there was like, go online and see the V-Birds do this and this. And I was like, awesome. Okay, cool. So I went online and I typed in the address wrong.
Oh.
So I think it must have been like, VBirds. I can't remember, like VBirdscartoon.com or something along those lines, or .org, and I typed in vbirds.co.uk or vbirds.com.
I mean,
and
before you tell me what that is, like, just the V-Bird sounds like... It does
it
sound...
already sounds...
It sounds a little bit innocent in a way, but also, when you think about it in a dirty context, what is a V-Bird? Is it a virginal bird? A bird being slang term for a lady?
I think so.
I think that, yeah.
I think that, and that's what popped up, and I was like, that is not what... Oh...
These aren't cartoons.
These are not cartoons.
What's that?
That's definitely a vagina.
Yeah, that was the first time I saw a vagina on porn, and I remember. I more remember the time that my mum found out that I'd been on a porn site because I didn't know how to delete browser history back when I was about, I don't know how old I was.
21.
What? No, I was probably about 12. Which is embarrassing. I remember my mum having a talk with me, sitting down saying that now, Matt, these are for when you're older. These kind of sites, when you're old enough, they're not for now. You're too young for that. I was like, okay. And then probably about a month later, I discovered how to delete browser history, so ignored her advice altogether.
And now look at you.
Yeah.
Don't even need to go on with a bit. That was enough.
Yeah.
The next question I was going to ask was, do you remember what your first YouTube video you watched was?
Oh, God.
Or the one that sticks in your mind from an earlier time, so none of the ones that we now watch.
It would have been a music video, because I distinctly remember I used to watch a lot of TV when I was younger. I used to watch a lot of Film 4 when it came out. And like some of the music channels where you'd get the music videos and stuff.
Yeah.
So I think one of the first YouTube videos that I probably would have searched for would have been a music video, but I don't remember the specific one. So I used to watch a lot of music videos just because I quite liked them and listening to the song at the same time. I didn't really search for much else on YouTube back in the day, as it were.
I can't think. I think I must have just genuinely accidentally come across funny videos on YouTube, because this is also before like anything on TV was kind of hinting towards YouTube as a funny place people put things on, and it was even before like vloggers and daily YouTubers were about. It was literally just kind of
the raw occasional video that
came up and it happened to be on YouTube. I remember, I think this must have been when I was in year 6 summer, where I've deleted it off my channel now so no one can find it. And I don't even have a copy of it. So, but I made a music video, a mashup of Maroon 5, This Love,
Good Lord.
and what song was it? The Feeling. No, not The Feeling. Yeah, The Feeling.
Oh,
yeah, I just can't remember which song it was.
are they the ones that do How to Save a Life? No, that's The Fray.
No.
The Fray. Someone else.
The Feeling were...
12 Stops and Home.
Yeah, that album. What song was it? It was one... Not I Love It When You Call. It
It's a good song,
was the one before that. I can't remember it. But I made a music video to it, a mashup of it, and it took me bloody months to make it.
When you call.
No,
Sorry.
It took me months. I think it generally took me 6 months to make, and it was like a 6 minute to 7 minute long video, and just me running around my house with my camera, and then putting it on YouTube, and my spelling was atrocious. There is actually a video on my YouTube channel where, from an early day, because I'm going to look back on it when we're both big and famous, and I'm going to look back on it and be like, oh, I'm so crazy, where I basically used the editing skills of Windows to make myself a monkey. And
I don't recall that one, but I have seen you as a young'un running around on like the webcam on your computer or something, just recording yourself like that.
And I used the wonderful Windows Media Player, or Windows, what was it called on the Windows for editing films together?
Oh, I don't know. I never did that. I was never like on the computer enough to be editing stuff.
Okay, someone there, mate.
I played games.
Yeah,
I was a bit more a geek in that respect.
And then I made that video. But then the best thing about that video is at the very end, I spelt starring wrong, and I'm not taking it off the channel.
How did you spell it?
STARR. No, did I?
But that's how you spell it. See, now you can spell.
I know. I can spell. It's great now. Dyslexia.
But no, because my friends used to talk about, this artist released this music video and there's an explicit version online. So you'd be like, oh, okay, and you'd see like an extra bit of thigh, and as a teenage boy, you'd be like, ooh, yay, oh god, yeah, I'm getting the tingles.
Sound like you're getting scurvy or something.
Oh, hello.
And then bringing it right forward. What is your favourite YouTube video currently?
Oh no, that's a difficult trickety monster.
Trickety monster.
Well, in the brief time that I thought Vines were exceptional, there were some particular funny ones. Like the Water Malone one.
Mm-hmm.
But they're not...
I'm doing it. Oh no, actually, I'll put a sound bite in. Also, so guys, if you haven't listened to my podcast lately, I've been putting sound bits in. And I told Matt if he wants me to put one in, then I'll put one in. So this is your opportunity. Tell future me to put a soundbite in for...
Future Aaron, put a soundbite of the Water Malone in here because everybody love it.
This is the most beautiful thing I've ever seen in my life. It's Water Malone inside a Water Malone.
And that's where it would be. That's where it's going to be.
Excellent. So you should have heard it by now. There you go. Yeah, that's one of my particular favourites.
And also, don't use that too many times because that means I have to actually edit it, and it's a lot of work.
But I can say what I want. And okay.
I hate you.
Well, sorry that you've got to listen to this,
Keep going.
So. Yeah, no, I like those, but they're not my favourites. My favourite... Oh, that is... I think I still really like watching music videos, to be honest with you. Because they're a lot different these days. Like, back then they were a bit like, oh, look at the band play their instruments. Oh, there's a sexy girl in the corner. And now a lot of them have actual storylines, like one of the new... the Fall Out Boy comeback album, which was last year? Last year. That whole album has got a storyline to it, and the videos all make up one long storyline. If you haven't listened to them, or you don't like Fall Out Boy, the videos are still worth watching, because they're just quite fun and interesting, and they've been done quite well. Tongue-in-cheek kind of thing. I won't explain the concept, because it'll be a surprise. No, I don't want to give anything away. But, yeah, they're worth a watch. And, like, the new... Adele song, Hello. Very moody.
Very moody.
It is. It's very artistic, film noir, kind of sepia, kind of lens cover.
You don't see a lot of sepia.
You don't, no. But I like it. I think if it was used on everything, I'd be like...
Yeah, then it'd be... Yeah, and same with black and white stuff as well.
Yeah.
Like, sometimes it's used too much and sometimes nothing, all that stuff.
Or occasionally, like, I've seen a few things that as a writer, there's some poetry performances online that I see that are quite good. Can't remember the name of it, but there was one guy that did one about a spelling bee, where he spelt... Basically, the concept was that he spelt dad, mum, because he only had his mum, and
I've seen that one.
Yeah.
I've seen that one. As you all know, including Matt and including everyone who's listening, I like my vloggers and YouTubers, people who do it for a living.
He does.
So again, as I've mentioned, like SourceFed and stuff like that, I love watching those. I watch those more than I watch television shows nowadays.
If you're new to listening to this, he is literally addicted to SourceFed.
I am. But yeah, all YouTubers, and just like, because I really just like the following of someone's life and their progression and the showiness of, I don't know. The showiness.
No, that was less dramatic.
Because I used to really like television presenters on TV, obviously, and then that's a little bit less now on television. You don't see too many shows with like just your favourite TV host. So, like, say, for instance, SMTV Live with like when it was Cat Dealey and I really liked that because I just liked the dynamic between them, and that went on for how many years, or it seemed like it went on for years.
And that's why Saturday Night Live was so successful, because Ant and Dec are so popular as presenters.
But that's become of a less known thing on TV now.
Yeah.
But now with why I like SourceFed so much is because it's how many, like 5, 6, 7 hosts who do all their own things, but then come together to do things, and it's just like watching something that calls back to that, and I really like that. And again, following people's lives, and then just general funny videos. So like people falling over. I saw a cat slide down the stairs.
Oh, the cat pushing the cat down the stairs.
No. This was a like cardboard box. Somebody, a regular human being, set up a cardboard box at the edge of the stairs and then put a red beam light.
Yeah.
And the cat jumped in at the edge and went down the stairs and kind of did a backflip into it, and it sounds cruel, and it kind of looked cruel, but it was really funny. I swear. Earlier,
I was watching a rescued bobcat hug this like teenage boy. It was really touching. But that's a damn big cat to be hugging you.
It's too big, cat.
Not quite as big as a lion, but pretty big.
Pretty big.
I quite like cute videos as well. So when you see like those the war veterans with the dog, they come back and their dogs and all their kids, and everyone's crying and it's lovely and emotional and touching. One of those, a week is always good. Just to remind you, you've still got some heartstrings in there.
And then you watch something awful.
Yeah, and you don't feel anything because you're kind of hollow and soulless in this day and age.
So as I said before, I've got lunch in the oven, so I'm going to leave you in the capable hands of M.T Swann. I'm going to think of a topic, and I'll let you go off on it for literally a minute.
Okay.
Obviously in the same.
You're going to give me the topic, and then I'm just going to talk to them about my thoughts on the topic.
Yeah, but again, it's only going to be a minute because
that's fine. Well, until whenever you come back.
So internet. Topic for the internet.
Maybe we should put a sound bit in here.
Just a waiting clock, something. I don't know. I might think of one now.
This is like some elevator music. That's quite an exciting elevator.
So, internet, talk about the access of Wi-Fi being available everywhere.
Oh, I see. Okay, just my thoughts on...
Yes.
All right.
Wait.
We've got to wait for him to leave.
When you hear the door slam, go.
Excellent. Now we're alone, everybody. Oh, this is exciting. Off he goes. So, wireless everywhere. Well, living in London, it's quite an interesting thing because they're introducing Wi-Fi to all of the underground stations that they can across London. So the tube network, the trains and everything, all those stations, which is a nice idea, except it means that you get 2 minutes at every station, usually a bit less, to connect to the internet, load up something, which takes forever because the internet's very slow down there, and there are thousands of people using it everywhere, before the train then moves out of the station, and then you have no more Wi-Fi. Which, although it makes it the whole thing a nice idea, but somewhat impractical. Because you can't actually get Wi-Fi everywhere underground because of that. And then, of course, when you're walking around the streets, you don't really get Wi-Fi. You get open spots in cafes and things. I think Aaron's coming back, which are quite good. So if you're sitting still somewhere, like even in an underground station or a cafe, then that makes it quite easy to connect. But there are still a lot of black spots. Hello.
I heard race. I heard something about race and
black
spots.
I was talking about a lack of signal. I was talking about, do you even want to know?
No, I'll listen back and I'll find out.
It wasn't very good. You didn't give me enough time. It was less than a minute. I'm heartbroken. They're heartbroken. I'm sorry, guys. Go over
yourself. So, was there anything else random you wanted to talk about the internet?
With the internet?
Yeah.
Well, I can do my philosophical bit now if you want. Don't give me those eyes.
He
hates it when I talk philosophical.
Right.
Anyway, no. I just mean it's not so much philosophical as just like what the internet is today, and it kind of is a facilitator. So it doesn't matter what kind of person you are. It amplifies on the internet because there's no fear on the internet.
Because there's no faces.
Exactly. So you get. I watched a documentary going back to kind of the porn thing and this kind of concept. watched a documentary on TV a few weeks ago about revenge porn, which is basically, for those of you that have not heard of it, is when people break up with each other. The nude pictures they've sent to each other are uploaded to these sites, and people aggressively attack the people who are in the pictures. They link them to their social media and things so that they can constantly do it. It's caused a lot of, upset and
it's only come around in like the last 2 or 3 years, really.
Yeah.
Well, it's mostly been around for a while, but I mean, it's now become. It's kind of got a name, and it's now got a law against it, and
yeah, it's difficult to fight, but it's
things to bring people up against it, because it's now kind of classed as being abusive.
Yeah, and I think that things like that lend to the opinion that people think the internet is this great evil thing where you can kind of see all these horrible things or do all these horrible things. But the internet itself isn't the evil thing. It's the people that do those, and people that feel free enough to reveal who they are and go out and do that online. And some people say, obviously when they're face to face they don't do these kind of things, but which is the real them? The person that's face to face and kind of holds back because they feel afraid to do so, to kind of reveal themselves, or the person that sits at home on the computer and just unleashes this tirade of whatever it is.
Yeah.
At the same time, it's a platform for people to do a many great good thing. In the last few months, many great good things.
Many great good
say.
things.
I should pluralise of things, so not things.
No, I prefer one.
Many great good thing.
Yeah, keep going. I ruined your flow. Keep
No, it's
going,
fine. So in the last few months, I came across a lot of inspirational speeches and things, and poetry and stuff that you find on the internet. That sometimes you stumble across, sometimes you happen to find. So I think it's the internet is a good medium for amplifying the type of person you are, and not necessarily finding out who you are, but whoever you are at the time of using the internet. It kind of magnifies what your trains of thought are, what kind of person you are, and how you want to interact with the world. And of course, it's a great source of knowledge. If there's anything you can't figure out, just go on Google. There are of course other search engines available, like Yahoo and Bing
and Ask Jeeves, because they're our sponsors.
Yes, Yahoo and Ask Jeeves. Try not to use Bing. Yeah, and so you can just tap into anything you need. If you think, I need to make a table, I've got some wood and tools, not entirely sure how to do it. Save some money. Go on YouTube. Go on Google. How do I do this?
Same with like instruments.
Yeah, how do I play? You can learn anything just by giving yourself the time and learning off the internet. You don't need to go out and buy books anymore or go to classes, which some might say is a bit more antisocial.
I was just going to say that.
But at the same time, it gives you the time to kind of instantly take that, so you've got an instant source of knowledge. And then, like I say, that amplifies the type of person you are. If you're not a social person, then you'll stay in and just use the internet. Whereas
but you'll still get the skills that are needed.
Yeah. Whereas if you are a social person, you'll learn the skills that you want to absorb from the internet or the information, and you'll take it to the places you want to go, and you will use the internet to find those places. If you want to do stand-up comedy, and you've never done it before in your life, you can go on the internet and watch stand-ups for free, and you can learn. You can Google how do I write stand-up comedy, and you'll get some tutorial tips and things. And there are people out there willing to help you for no money, and that's one of the beautiful things about the internet. And then you can write your material, share it online, or go and find somewhere where you can perform, wherever you are.
Yeah.
And that's the same for anything. If you're a plumber or an electrician, you can advertise your work online. Gumtree in the UK, Craigslist in America, kind of thing. There's all sorts of options. But I ultimately think that the internet is just a very neutral thing that just allows us to express what kind of person we are.
It's almost like a line, and it depends where people want to go with it and where they want to go on it. So like some people will just do the bare minimum of Googling something every now and again, or some people will just use Facebook and their social media stuff, and then that's where it'll end. Or some people use it to help them progress through their career, and then again it just starts building up, and some people will just make it their life, and that will be it. Like they log on the internet. Log on. That was a weird term that no
very
one's
old-fashioned
since 1979. So they'll log on like first thing in the morning. They won't shut off until the last point of the day because
that's the thing. And the topic you gave me while you're out of the room, people being connected everywhere they go to the internet. on their phones, people aren't disconnected from the internet anymore. And it's quite interesting to see when people are disconnected, if the signal goes down or there's an issue or the phone, whatever, breaks.
Yeah.
To see how people respond to that. Because, it's interesting to see how people rely on it socially. And you see people, and it's the old-fashioned kind of concept of people sat around just on their phones when they should be talking.
Yeah.
But at the same time, people are sharing the information with each other at the same time. So again, that depends on what type of person you are. And addictive personalities, when it comes to being connected to the internet all the time, you don't have to constantly be checking it. Some people do. Some people literally are never
I
off
do
their phone.
sometimes. Like, I'll be looking on my phone, and a lot of times I'll click onto Facebook or Instagram or something like that, scroll through, but I'd just done it 5 minutes before, so I'll literally be going through the same pictures again, and I'll be trying to search for something new. But
I think we've all done it. And we've all been there. And it's only recently that I've started to actually sit there and think, I'll go on Facebook and I'll think, what am I doing? There's other stuff I should be doing. And it's quite interesting to see what people are doing and keep up to date with the new stuff that comes up on your Facebook feeds, your Twitter feeds. But just to make sure that you're not constantly absorbed in it, because at the same time, like you say, with people creating content for the internet, there are people who just absorb and there are some people who just create. But for me, it's important to try and do a balance of both. Create content for other people to read, be influenced by other people's content,
and give yourself the shut away space.
Yeah.
Push it away so you can actually find your own space and
I think that's the beauty of the internet. You can express yourself freely and find other people who think the same way.
Not here, you can't. Shut up, Matt. I'm joking.
Not in this podcast about expressing yourself and finding out who you are.
That's me giving him a little kisses.
It's quite nice.
So, next part, I found some 50 surprising facts about the internet. Now, we're not going to go through all of them.
Just the interesting ones.
Just the interesting ones. So,
There's a picture flashing something about sex. Oh, age, sex, location. Oh my
god! Oh, you just focused on the sex, eh?
Well, my mind's
okay.
Correct.
Okay.
No, but I remember every time you'd go on and speak to new people, and they'd all be like ASL, and I was always like, what
does that mean?
I'm not a teaching advisor, or whatever. I don't know what this is.
An acting. What was this? What did what?
ASL always stood for age, sex.
I know what that stands for. But what did you think?
Like an assisted school learning mentor or something. I don't know.
Really? Okay. So one of the first ones is the term surfing. The internet was coined in 1992. I didn't even know. By upstate New Yorker librarian Joan. How do they know? Net mum. How do they know? They don't know that for sure.
Well, because it would have been recorded on the internet. I assume. Because the nice thing is you can go Google and you can go back to Google does a thing where you can go back to what the internet looked like in a specific year.
Oh.
Well, they used to. I don't know if they still do.
Any ones that are catching your eye so far?
No, that's boring. Oh no, that's boring.
I mean, this one's. I mean, the most played song on Spotify is "Wake Me Up" by Avicii, which is not a good song.
Well, I mean, it's got its moments, but it's not.
It's not amazing.
No, maybe it's just the one. Maybe it's on Spotify. Maybe it's just the one with the most free plays.
Harsh. The first YouTube video was uploaded April 23rd, 2005. It was called "Me at the Zoo." It featured Jawed
Karim, one of the founders at the San Diego Zoo.
Oh, we're not watching the video.
No, we're not watching the video. The original Space Jam website is still live.
Ah.
Holy cow! That's amazing! I don't want to swear too much on the podcast, so I censored myself. But Space Jam, love that. I love that stuff. Massive censoring going
on. So you got mail site.
That's an okay film.
That's okay.
Chinese social network Sina Weibo. Sorry, that was a little bit racist. But Sina Weibo has 280.8 million users.
I never heard of it. I don't want it.
I think it's just for Chinese people.
Racist.
And that's more than Twitter has. Twitter has 250 million users.
Oh, that's not bad. 500 million tweets are sent every day.
I don't think I tweet enough. Is that a thing? Because I don't think I use the internet just for
You need to tweet more.
I do need to tweet more.
Get
I
your
tweet
brand
like
out there.
four times a week.
That's ridiculous. You need to be tweeting 4 times a day. You need to be Twitter jailbroken.
Guys, comment below and tell me how many times I should be tweeting and what I should tweet about, because I don't even know what to tweet about.
That's life.
Yeah, but I always feel like I've just got a boring day going on. It's like, yeah, sitting on the toilet. Yeah, walking to work.
Just sitting on the toilet.
Leaving work. Good day.
You make it sound like you don't sit on the toilet a lot.
No, I do. Like, if I'm at work, I go to the toilet more than I should.
And now it's on the internet. Any more? First website. Yeah. The first website is still online. Okay, I mean.
Mr. Wilhite maintains the correct pronunciation of the term is
GIF.
Oh, what? Oh,
GIF.
right, as in GIF. Yeah, so
Yeah.
I should have read the ones before it. So, the GIF format was invented by Steve Wilk, an engineer at CompuServe in 1987.
Wow.
And then some guy below said that we should call it GIF, not GIF. I suppose technically that's right, but we're never going to do that.
GIF. A GIF. It's a GIF.
Yes.
I mean, I'm letting Matt read them because my reading abilities are very slow compared to his.
Is that true? Oh, come on. Gangnam Style by Psy is still the most viewed YouTube video of all time.
Oh, really?
It's been viewed over 2 billion times.
Okay, I believe that. I slightly believe that.
So do I.
But
really?
Don't be mean to Psy.
No, it's not that. It's just that you'd think there'd
He'll
be
beat you up.
more
Straight
interesting.
up punch you in the ball.
I don't know where he is. He's gone. I know where he's from.
He's gone. He's just gone.
He released a second song that was pretty much the same as the first one.
And he's released a song with Snoop Dogg.
Has he?
Yeah, I'm not playing it, but...
Well, Snoop Dogg's not doing a huge amount at the moment, is he?
Shade.
He's just chilling and enjoying himself.
Shade.
He's throwing me shade. Nah,
I'm not throwing you shade, you're throwing shade at Snoop Dogg.
No, Snoop Dogg's cool. I love Snoop Dogg, but I'm just saying that he's chilled out and slowed down a lot. He's getting old.
Yeah, old. Keep reading that.
The first registered... No, that's boring. The world record for the fastest time to log into a Gmail account is 1.16 seconds. That is some fast finger work or a really short username and password.
Fast finger work. Let's stick with fast finger work.
Everyone knows fast finger work.
Yeah, they...
I mean, I could read out this is what Google looked like in 2004,
and
but none of you can see it.
Describe it.
It says Google Beta, or Beta, depending on
Beta.
where you're from. No, there's different pronunciations from where you're from. So Google Beta, Beta. I mean, the Greek letter is Beta. Anyway, it says Google, and it's got a little exclamation mark at the bottom. Traditional old colours, and it looks like it's made of Play-Doh. And then, and then there's a grey...
The whole website.
And there's that really old-fashioned like grey search bar that says search the web using Google, and then 2 buttons, one saying Google search and the other one saying I'm feeling lucky, which we all like and love. Because we can't like it because there's no like button on that. It cost AOL over $300 million to mail all those CD-ROMs back in the day. Good lord.
It's too much money for CD-ROMs.
And in case anyone wonders what I mean, it means when you sign up to AOL, they had to send you a CD to install it, all blah blah blah. It wasn't just readily available.
Anything else?
I don't know what that is.
I don't know what most of these things are. No?
Oh, that's that one. Oh, online daters is an interesting one. Spend an average of $243 per year on online dating, which is around 160 to 180 pounds, I think.
And then work out the months.
It's like, I don't know, like... No, it's more like closer to like 15. 20,
I'm
15.
not paying £15 to get a date. I don't care how lonely I am.
That's a month though, not a day.
I don't care.
That's not like £15 per person you message. That'd be ridiculous.
And then
33% of female online daters have had sex on the first online date.
God dang.
Damn! I didn't realise love was so free these days.
I was wondering what you were going to say.
10% of
You've started saying it.
10% of sex offenders use online dating.
Let's jump off it.
Be careful, guys. Like, seriously, go back to the old-fashioned dating. If you like someone, give them your number.
We're not here to talk about personal connection. We're here to talk about internet connection.
I know, I'm just saying, like that. Just saying, you know, there's 10% of weirdos on there. We now spend more time browsing the web on mobile devices than desktop computers. There you go, that relates to the point we said earlier.
True.
It's because we get Wi-Fi everywhere now. Yay!
Wi-Fi.
And 4G.
Wi-Fi.
Yeah, I think I forgot to mention 4G, which is an important...
I gave you one topic, and you couldn't even...
No, because you said about wireless, and I was just talking about you said Wi-Fi, so I literally spoke about Wi-Fi.
I told you not to come for me.
I'm not coming for you.
I'm going to beat you up after this podcast.
I'm already here. Wait, what?
What? That's it. The rest of them are...
I think he said he's going to beat me up after the podcast, guys. So.
Oh, yeah, no, I said that. I hope you all heard that.
Just... I don't know what to say.
Shut up, man.
Someone say something. Help me.
Shut up. We have reached 40 minutes.
It's because we talk a lot.
We?
I talk a lot. I'm so sorry. I hope you've enjoyed the sound of my voice.
So we're going to go on to a quiz I also found on BuzzFeed.
Ooh, BuzzFeed.
And we have to, it says, for each word, pick the emoticon that seems right to you. Don't overthink it. Now, we're going to have to overthink it because...
Because they need to hear this.
Yeah. So
also, I want to know why you said emoticon when it says emoji.
Oh, I just wanted to be posh and...
Yeah, but what's the difference between an emoticon and an emoji? I feel there's a difference that I don't know about.
I think no. Emoticon is like faces and that stuff.
So like the little yellow faces.
Yeah. And then
an emoji is anything else.
Everything else.
If we're wrong, tell us.
Don't tell us. Tell us. So obviously we're gonna have to overthink it because we have to describe it to our lovely audience.
Sorry, back to that.
Yes, so here we go.
Yes, a massive description. So the first one says sleep.
Here we are.
So we've got a grey moon with a face.
Mm-hmm. A little bed.
It looks like from the side. It's from the side. It looks like a single bed, maybe. Can I see the one pillow? The bedding's blue and it's a wooden frame. But
okay.
Just, you know. And then they've got a little half moon face. So it's facing to the right. It's one of those little half moons. It's
giving us a little smile as well.
Yeah.
Smile.
Like it knows something.
It's got a face. So this must be an emoji.
That must be...
I don't know.
Just
tell us later. So we've got a little yellow face. He's asleep with some Z's.
Yeah, snoring away. Then we've got a little cityscape at night. So, you know, skyscrapers, some lights are on. There's a half moon in the sky, some stars dotted about. Pretty sure one of them is the North Star. I can't tell. It's not really.
And then that just looks like a sad face.
It looks like he's having a nightmare.
Yeah. So sleep. Which one would you go for, Matthew?
If I was going to represent sleep, I think I would put on the one with the Zs.
The Zs, yeah.
I'm snoring away. I'm asleep.
I'm actually asleep.
Because the rest of them are just like, bed.
It just kind of encapsulates nighttime, but
you've got the city at night. Oh, let's go out for a good time. The bed, that could mean anything. The moons, which don't necessarily mean you're asleep. And then having a nightmare, which you do need to be asleep for, but I don't like nightmares.
Fun.
Ooh.
So I've got my girl tangoing.
Yeah, so the red dress girl is just dancing away. One of her legs is out. Absolute hussy.
We got the what is it?
I think it's a party cone.
Yeah.
Like, you know those things you blow through and loads of like confetti comes out?
Mm-hmm. We've got a pill, which...
Some of you out there are thinking, just pick that immediately. A glass of red wine.
Some beer.
There's 2 beers, which suggests that you're having a beer with a friend.
Fun.
And then,
Fun.
And then the last one is a heart-shaped peach.
But it looks like a booty.
It does look a bit like a booty.
Fun.
I feel like the 6th option on everyone is going to be a strange option that all the weird people pick.
I'm going to say pill. Not for any reason. I just want to say pill. Actually, no. I want to pick my girl dancing.
I feel like drinking doesn't necessarily... It's not always fun.
Mm-hmm.
You can be serious. See, I'd say either the girl or the party cone with all the confetti and ribbons and stuff.
I mean, that's traditional party, but...
Because again, that pill could be, I'm popping a pill to get mental, or
We'll go party cone.
I've got cirrhosis of the liver. On these
Wow.
types of pills.
Wow. I don't even know. Okay, party cone. Pound.
Okay, so this one is. Yeah, so the first one is a wad of notes, which are £20 notes.
£20.
£20 sterling.
Got a hammer.
Yeah, so that
That's
makes
it.
sense. Just a hammer. Then there's a set of scales, which again makes sense. Weighing pounds.
An eggplant, which is one of my favourite emojis.
Or aubergine for anyone that's not American.
Hashtag.
Yeah, and then some dude lifting some really heavy weights above his head, like proper like Olympic weightlifting
You see
style.
his ass.
Explain to me the eggplant, as you put it.
I want it.
Yeah, but as a pound.
I want it.
The aubergine, I can't stick with the eggplant. Explain to me the aubergine thing.
I don't know. I want it.
Yeah, but how does that mean pound?
I don't know. I'm clicking it. I want it.
I don't. See, my first thought for pound is money, not hitting anyone or weighing anything. But that's the thing. Like, if we were American, we'd be like, it literally should be weight.
They're both purple, so which one?
Well, you want the aubergine, so go for the aubergine.
Alright.
Because I don't know how that makes any sense. That is the sixth crazy option.
Munch.
This is gonna be a good one. So we've got a taco full of some chili and some like guacamole.
No, let's not go there.
And some tomatoes and bits of cheese and stuff.
A burger, just cheese, just plain.
It looks awful. It does not look like a good burger. Then there's a slice of pizza, pepperoni, for those of you that want to know. Lots of cheese on there.
A plant.
A cat.
And a donut. There we go. So, Matthew, which one?
Why is there a cat on here?
Don't ask too many questions.
Yeah, but I want to know.
Happen.
I want to know the kind of people that picks these things. Well, because you picked an aubergine. Right. If I was to munch, it probably wouldn't be on some leaves. It's literally a branch with 5 leaves on, like in The Land Before Time we watched recently. Yeah. It's about baby dinosaurs for all you young'uns out there.
I'll put a clip in here.
Oh.
Of that little one. It repeats itself.
He's talking. No, it isn't. You should not eat talking trees. No, no, no.
Okay.
So, out of all these foods that I would choose to munch on, I don't know. I think it's just very much that I'm currently in the mood for a taco.
Taco. Always. Stroke. Ooh.
Yeah, my first thought was not good, but that's not on there. Oh no, it is. Okay, so we've got a guy swimming.
Hospital.
Ooh. A guitar.
An okay
hand sign. The aubergine is back.
I want it.
Or the eggplant for you.
And then books.
What? I don't understand the aubergine or the books in this one. Or the okay sign.
I don't understand the okay sign. So we'll go for the first 3. Okay. I did think of hospital.
Yeah, I had a really negative thought of just stroke because I don't often go swimming.
But I want to cheer it up, so I want to choose swimming. Can we choose swimming?
Yeah, we can choose swimming.
Okay. Horn.
Well, hello. So the first one is a saxophone, which isn't a horn.
Go for it. The next one is a what?
It's
French horn?
It's either a French horn or a trumpet.
Yeah.
Or a bugle.
That peach ass is back.
Which, I suppose, horny, but no, that doesn't make any sense. It is just a peach in the shape of a hard arse. Then there's a car, which makes sense.
Horn, beep beep.
Then there's the rocker
fingers.
Yeah, the rocker devil horn signs.
And then the purple devil.
Yeah, the purple devil emoji. Yeah.
Go on, Matt.
See, to say horn, I would probably go for the trumpet or the French horn, whatever it isn't. That would be my initial kind of.
Yeah, then we'll go with that.
I know I do the rock sign a lot, but I never think, oh, horns.
No, I never think that. We'll go French horn.
Yeah, we'll go French horn.
Fudge.
Excellent. None of these are fudge. I'm from Devon, where there's lots of fudge, by the way.
Go.
No, don't give me that. Real fudge is not like. Okay, so the first one is a chocolate bar on here.
Which could be filled with fudge. You don't know. Did you make the chocolate bar? No, you didn't. So you don't know.
Like
How do you know? You don't know.
Because I've made it.
You just don't know.
Fine. The first one is a chocolate bar that could be fudge.
Then the poo face. So you know which one we're picking.
Then a bomb.
Laughing, crying face.
Then a happy hospital. It's got a heart above it. It's a hospital with a heart above
And
it.
it's pink.
And it's pink. So I don't know what's going on.
And then a needle.
With blood in it.
Poo.
Yeah, let's go with poo.
Babe.
Right, so the first one is a little baby with a head curl.
And
yes, Aaron, the baby is black.
you racist.
I'm a
And then we got
racist.
an angel.
with a blue halo.
Ooh, pointing out all the colours now.
And then we've got a pig. I'm getting in. We've got a pig.
And then we got this Salsa ladies. She's back.
And then we've got Magnum, like the investigator Magnum, the guy with the what's his name? P.I. Magnum.
Yeah.
And the big mustache, that guy.
And then we got a baby chick.
Coming out of a shell, with a little cocked head to the side that looks real cute.
This is cheeky.
Not gonna lie, Babe always makes me think of a pig.
Yeah, so pig. R.I.P.
Or Rip.
So we got a knife,
Followed by a skull.
and then some air, some wind.
Yeah, we don't know if it's ass gas, but there is some wind. And then, well, there's like some science liquid in one of those glass bowl things, but it's a round thing with a side thing, and it's on a stand.
And then we got a ghost with his tongue out.
He's a crazy ghost. And then some scissors.
Pick one.
The skull.
Skull.
Yeah.
Skull.
Because I'm happy like that.
How many more do we have? Oh, two more.
Two more. We've only got two more. Stick with us. Stick with us.
Rails.
Rails.
So we've got a train tracks leading into a distance. Well, mainly, it looks like it's just leading into hills.
Yeah. And then we've got a train on train tracks.
Crazy.
It's pretty much the same thing.
We've got a basic looking train.
I think it's a tram.
Oh, a tram, sorry.
That's
My
okay.
bad.
That's
My
fine.
bad.
Just the little thing above it makes it look like a tram. Then a snowflake, which makes perfect sense.
Yes.
I'm with that.
Really?
I'm not going to pick it, but I'm just saying I understand it. I'm with it.
Oh, I thought you were
What?
being sarcastic.
I am.
And then we got a ski, skate, scoo, scare, scoo this, ski, scare, scoo, kebab.
Shkoop, bab, shkoop, up, shkap, boop, boop. Yes, we're doing scat now. We've got a skier.
That's the one. And then a snowman.
Again, the bottom three don't make any sense. Actually, no, rails. Rails for skiing does make sense, but the snowman and the snowflake. Does that make sense to you?
No. Train on tracks.
Train on tracks.
Modern
That's the whole. You know, you've got the tracks, the train, everything's together there.
And then device.
Ooh, this is a nice one. Device. I like that. Okay, so we've got a phone, which
An
looks,
iPhone 5.
yeah, I was gonna say it looks to be an iPhone. And we've got
We'll
a set of dials, which look like you'd find on some kind of music equipment for volume, bass, all that stuff. Followed by a rocket,
Got headphones with a music notes coming out.
and then a European plug.
Yeah.
Yeah, European plug.
And a fax machine.
Right.
Fax machine, fax telephone, whatever.
I think phone is my first response to this.
Phone.
I'd never call a rocket a device. Okay, so the result there's a result to this quiz, as with most of the ones on BuzzFeed. We are on BuzzFeed, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So our result is we got overwhelmed by life.
Oh.
I don't know what that means, but it has a little explanation. So let's read that explanation. Apparently, you, as in we, often feel like life is a test and you forgot to study for it. You deal with a lot of anxieties, but once you learn to put less pressure on yourself, you'll feel a lot better.
How do you feel about that?
I feel like I've got rid of pressures before. I also feel like how do you know?
How do you know?
How do you know my life is like that?
It's
Because
the
of the
aubergine.
emojis. It's the aubergine.
It's the aubergine.
You chose the aubergine. Now I'm stressed. Well done. Because of this test, now I'm stressed.
And that brings us to a beautiful close of this podcast.
Do we hug it out? Is that how this?
No, we do that later in bed.
Can we,
What?
Can we tell them? Can we tell them we're hugging it out?
Yeah, but
We're hugging it out.
not yet. So
No.
Matt,
Sorry.
what are you doing right now? Tell me good, as in like internet where people can find you and stuff.
Oh, okay. So you can follow me on Twitter. I am tweeting more these days.
Liar, because we just went through that. He's a bloody
I used
liar.
to not tweet at all, and now I tweet 4 times a week. So follow me for the updates at M.T Swann, Swan with 2 N's. M.T Swann, yeah. Which, if you say it, it's literally the letters M and T and then Swan with 2 N's. But obviously, if you say it quickly enough, it sounds like I'm a hollow individual. M.T Swann. A hollow bird. Anyway, and then I'm on YouTube. I'm going to be launching a new YouTube channel with myself under M.T Swann again, because it might as well use the same thing. And again on Facebook, I've got a little bit of a writer's page there, so you can follow that at M.T Swann.
Just a hollow man.
Because I'm soulless. If you like soulless people, I'm the one for you. Is that everything I'm on?
I think so.
Twitter, YouTube, and Facebook?
I think so.
If you want me on other medias, just say. Because this has been a treat.
I guess I thank you for coming on.
You know what? It's a pleasure. I really enjoyed myself.
Thank you for sitting in your living room.
No. I mean, like, I feel
in our living room.
I feel honoured to be allowed on the podcast to say things.
To allow me to speak my mind.
Yeah.
In this day and age.
To have this chit chat away with you. It's not often we sit down for an hour and chat about things like this. Other than when we went to dinner last night and chatted about things for like 3 hours.
Yeah, we don't tell them about that.
Oh, scratch that.
I'll bleep that out. No, I won't. I'm not.
He'll put a sound bit in now.
Por supuesto que te sacaré. ¡No me toques! ¡Ay!
I hate you. I have to think of something to put there. Yeah, so follow him on stuff. Follow hashtag Know Yourself, Know Yourself. I actually found out halfway through this episode, this isn't episode 13, this is episode 14, which means it's episode 14.
Which means it's less unlucky than the last one.
Yeah.
Which means you should be listening, sharing and stuff.
Yeah, listen, share, all the good stuff.
Subscribe.
Subscribe? Yes, because it's on YouTube. Yes, subscribe. And Matt, this is a very, very hard question, but do you have a mantra or a saying by someone that you'd like to deliver to the audience?
Oh. Ooh, that's a good one.
Not like a monologue.
No. There's a lot of things I read that basically just say, you know, as long as you don't give up, you can never fail. And that's generally what I live by. So, falling down isn't failing, but not trying to get back up is absolute failure. And that counts for anything. Also, Einstein once said, logic will get you from A to B, but imagination will get you anywhere. So, that's also a nice little saying that I like.
That's good. Go up to bed. I'll join you in a bit.
Okay. Night, guys.
Okay. So, thank you, guys. Bye, 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 bye.
3, 2, 2, 1, 1.